I'm Ilya Marchenko.
I'm Dennis Kudla.
I'm Jesper de Jong.
I'm Henry Laakson.
I am Francisco Cerundolo,
and you are listening to the Game to Love podcast.
Hey, welcome back again, tennis fans. It's the quarterfinals for the women's, this time at the US Open. And, well, we went through the men's. We've given you our picks. And the women's, there's some very, very great players that's still left. I mean, we've got Iga, who's sort of stuttering her way through the draw. We've got Pegula looking on fire. We've got Garcia on a hot winning streak. And Karolina Pliskova just suddenly turning up at a slam again. I mean, what is going on, JG, in this US Open women's?
Well, we've got some really in-form women playing, and we've got some big names as well. Of course, Iga, Ons, Jabeur, I categorise them two as the big in-form players of the year. Of course, number one and number two. However, they're not particularly the best two players this event, I feel.
No.
And that's just the feeling I've been getting. We know Iga's had a great year. On Jabeur as well, but still on the US Open hard courts at the moment. I don't think it's their favoured surface for either of them, and they're not blowing me away at all. I would look more to the likes of a Pegula, Coco Gauff, Garcia as sort of the three who are blowing me away with performances on this surface. And then you go to sort of Pliskova and Sabalenka. They're a bit hit and miss, but Saba's been looking quite good in terms of she's shown a lot of fight. She had to save, I don't know if she saved match points against Kanepi, but certainly was on the ropes and almost went out. Like she was close to going out.
Very
but she showed some good tennis at big moments. There was some double faults in there. We always can expect that from her game, but still impressive enough. As you say with Pliskova, I mean, difficult one to comment on because you never really know when she's going to turn up.
You really don't, and I'm going to stop doubting her. I think I've been putting her out earlier in some of my brackets recently, and now she's been doing well at the slams. She did well. Obviously, she had a great Wimbledon when she lost to Barty, didn't she, in the final, which is unfortunate. But I still think that she's still got some good tennis left in her. She never looks, when I watch her matches, I'm still not blown away by her tennis. Like, I think that she has high level and still really low level mixed together in a match. And for me, she's still beatable. But I think so are some of the others, like Saba. She's still a beatable player as well, and she should be really like a Grand Slam champion already with her style of play. She just isn't consistent enough. But I mean, it is sort of like you said. We've got top seeds who are all stuttering, and we've got a lot of like a sort of undercard, let's say, of lower ranked players who are chomping at the bit to grab a first Grand Slam title.
Let's get into it here. We've got a nice graphic just to show that. So we've got the top half with Iga and Pegula and Pliskova Saba, and the bottom half of Coco, Gauff, Garcia, Jabeur Tomljanovic. So they're the remaining 8 names. Where would you like to start, Ben?
The first match that is going to be on in the women's is going to be Ons Jabeur versus Ilya Tomljanovic. Okay. And I'm quite excited about this matchup, to be honest. Considering how good Tomljanovic has looked in this tournament, I've been really impressed. I know that I had her going out to Samsonova. Take it all back. You were right. Once she got past all those set points, remember, how long was that game at the end of the Samsonova first set? It was about 10 juices, wasn't it?
Yeah, probably 15 minutes. I don't know the exact stats, but it was crazy because we were doing a match at the time and it just seemed to be stuck. And like you said, she's had a really tough draw coming through this one. She had Mukova in the first round, which could have easily been a bit of a banana skin. Yeah. Rodina, who I was surprised she struggled with so much, but Rodina played excellently. Serena Williams, of course, and then Samsonova, the informed Russian. We've had Ons Jabeur's route so far. Brengel, Manlik, Rogers, and Kudermetova.
Yeah, I mean, it's a different... I mean, she's had 3 Americans in a row and then a Russian.
They've got tougher for Ons Jabeur. Started quite comfortably, but she's only dropped 1 set so far on Jabeur, and that was to Shelby Rogers. She's doing just enough, and I don't think she's playing particularly great, a bit like Iga, but yet using their experience as one of the best players on the women's tour. Let's be honest. You can see in the race, the WTA race, she's second. And that's because she's been hitting some good form. And I don't know, this matchup against Tomljanovic, she is, let me just confirm, I'm pretty sure she'll be a big favourite. Yes, she is. 1.44 to Tomljanovic, 2.75. I do have a tweet for Tomljanovic.
Okay.
And this is 1979. Aya Tomljanovic is the first Australian female player to reach the quarterfinals in Wimbledon and the US Open in a single season since Ivan Gulagong in 1979. So
Well
she's
done.
flying the flag for Australia. We've also got Nick Kyrgios in the quarterfinal. So they're having a good tournament, the Australians, just like Wimbledon, where there was so many going deep. I know Kubler had a good run. Alex de Minaur had a good run, and a few other names as well. I think Tomljanovic, of course, she had a good run there as well.
Yep.
And it's been a great year for Australian tennis players, especially the last two slams. Can she beat Ons Jabeur, though? That's another question. Their head-to-head is 2 matches and 2 losses for Tomljanovic, both on the clay courts. One coming this year at Rome. What do you make of what's your prediction for the match?
Well, I mean, coming into it, I would have straight away gone for Jabeur. But considering what Tomljanovic is doing in this tournament, I'm really second guessing myself now. I've got a feeling Tomljanovic is going to beat her. I don't know why. I've doubted Tomljanovic so far this tournament, and I think you've doubted Jabeur as well, and thought she'd lose to Kudermetova, and both of them came through. I'm impressed she destroyed Samsonova in that second set so convincingly as well. It was 6-1, I believe, and she showed the fight and the spirit to come through against. But I think it was 7 set points she saved in that first set. I think she's going to win, but I think it's going to be 3 sets in this one.
Yeah, with the Tomljanovic one, the most impressive has got to be Serena, because she had the whole world against her in one of the biggest matches of the year, if not, well, definitely one of the biggest for Serena Williams. It was her last ever tennis match, and the composure she managed to keep in the big moments when Serena was playing well was something is admirable, really. And on that basis, I agree with you. I'm going Tomljanovic to win that one as well, and I think it's going to be in 3 sets. So I've gone for the exact same prediction as you. Let's move over to Iga Pegula next. So that's the number 1 versus the number 8 seed. So 2 of the higher seeds playing against each other. Pegula I've got in the final of my bracket.
Yep.
I know John's got Iga winning the whole thing. I don't think you've got any of these really going too far, right?
Well, Garcia I've got in the final.
No, I'm talking about the Iga Pegula, either of them two.
No, I didn't have either of them going too far, unfortunately. No. So I had Qinwen Zheng to knock out Iga. So at this, I think it was in the last stage. It would have been Niemeyer, wouldn't it? She took her place. So yeah, unfortunately, I would have had Zheng going through both of those. So unfortunately, this one, I don't have anything in my bracket left. It's looking a bit like a disaster. So I will be cheering on Iga for this one, just because I just want to see her do well. I mean, I think she's stuttering through. If she puts it together, I mean, she hasn't been playing great. That's the thing. I know we were covering the match yesterday as well. It looked a little bit on the ropes as well against Niemeyer. Looked great in the first
saying
set.
That she's still got a bagel. And when asked about her bagel, this is what she said. She said, well, the question was, I know you're into math. Are you aware of the stats about your number of bagel sets you've hit this year? Iga said, I am aware, smiling. I saw on Twitter some account that is called like Iga Swiatek's Bakery. That's pretty funny. And this made me laugh because I was thinking, imagine if she's seen the button as well. We've got all the bakery stuff with the button. It'd be great if she was able to see it at one point. Yeah. I mean, maybe we'll post her button if she is to win this whole US Open, because I don't know. It would be funny if she was commented on it in the post match preview,
or a song,
post match interview, or the song as well. But yeah, let's go to the prediction for it. I've got Pegula in the final. I know you're going to be backing Iga, so I'm going to get him first, and I'm going to go Pegula to win this one in straight sets.
Iga in 3 for me. I feel that she takes a set to get going in all of her matches at the moment. Pegula could catch her cold, though. I don't know. Niemeyer tried, and she looked great in the first set. And this might be disrespectful slightly to Iga and to Niemeyer, but I just think Niemeyer fell apart in the last set. She just looked that she wasn't the same player. I don't think that's going to happen to Pegula. I think it's going to be a really hard-fought match. And Yeah, I'm going to go Iga in 3, though. I think that she can just get it over the line in that third. I don't think it's going to be. There's no bakery in this one. It's going to be like a 7-5 or something in the final set.
Yeah, Pegula's played well so far. She beat Kvitova really comfortably in the last match. Also beat Sasnovich comfortably. Surprisingly struggled a little bit against Juan, but not massively. Just dropped a set. I've been really impressed. I've got her in my final. I think she can win this event from here on out, looking at the names left. And I'm going to be going for Pegula to win that one in straight sets.
Well,
let's move to the bottom, Ben.
Before you do, just before we go through, just to give you some background on her year so far, Pegula has made it. This is her third quarterfinal of the year. She did the Australia, French, and now US Open. So she's having a really good year. This is her best year on tour by far.
Yeah, definitely. And I know she's got a good record in the Masters as well. Yeah. I think as good of record as Ig. I think they're pretty much neck and neck. The two leading women on the hard court Masters events. So Pliskova, Sabalenka. We saw this matchup at Wimbledon last year in the semi-final.
Semi-finals, yeah.
And Saba was in control, I believe, at one point, and then fell apart completely. Pliskova come through and won and went into the final and then didn't really turn up in the final. How is this one going to pan out this time? I think we might see a complete repeat. We know Saba mentally does struggle at these big moments. We're getting towards the back end of a slam. And, I mean, it's not a final, so I fancy Pliskova mentally. It will be stronger than Saba. That's just my initial take. Let's look at the body of work they've had today. I don't know if you've got maybe some head-to-head and some other information.
Yeah, the head-to-head between these two, it actually is 2 apiece. But the last two matches going to Pliskova. So she won at Wimbledon, and then they played in Montreal, and she beat her there in straight sets on the hard courts as well. So
yeah, that was like a month after the Wimbledon loss.
Yeah,
for Saba.
This
event,
now.
Saba's beaten Collins, which is the most impressive. Burrell, Kanepi, and Harrison. Whereas Saba, do you know who she's beaten?
That is Saba. Yeah, I mean Pliskova, Linette, Balskova.
Pliskova's is Azarenka, Bencic, Balskova, and Linette.
Still, that's tough. Both of them fairly tough draws there, to be honest. I think Kanepi and Collins, they sound
probably maybe Pliskova's is harder.
In total, yeah, I'd say that's a harder one because I'd say Burrell and Harrison compared to Balskova, Linette, I'd say those two are probably tougher.
Yeah, well, Sabalenka's marginal favourite with the book is, but I'm going to be backing Pliskova to win this one. And I think Pliskova will win in 3 sets.
I'm actually going to go the other way. It's the first time that we've got something. No, it's the second time we've got Pegula. On the women's, we're going slightly different. I'm going Sabalenka to win this one. I think it can only be 3, I think, between these two. I don't think that either of them does it in straight sets. They're looking nervy. I'm going to go 3 sets Saba.
Okay, nice one. And the best for last, I think. Or do I have another tweet to bring up, maybe? Nope, that's for that one. No, let's save it. So the best to last on paper out of all of these quarterfinals, this is the one what excites me the most. It is going to be tonight at midnight. Make sure to join us on the channel for it. It's Coco Gauff versus Caroline Garcia. Coco Gauff looking exceptionally well, playing amazing, and Garcia in the form, probably the best form out of all of the women on tour.
Most definitely. I mean, I think Samsonova was the only one with more straight wins than her coming into the tournament. And, well, she's continued from qualifying in Cincinnati to winning the whole entire tournament to now continuing without dropping a set at the US Open through the first 4 rounds. She looks mean, dangerous.
She looked great on the clay as well. She beat Iga on clay in Poland, Warsaw, and then ended up winning that event as well. She's just hardly losing.
Something's clicked. After that, winning that French Open doubles, I don't know. Something
that's given Emma Raducanu at Wimbledon. She's beaten Andreescu recently. And listen, this event, well, Cincinnati, she beat Kvitova in the final. She beat Saba. She beat Pegula, Elise Mertens, Sakari, Martic, Petkovic. I mean, the Cincinnati one's ridiculous.
Yeah.
US Open, she's not played as many great opponents, but still, Andreescu, straight sets. Alison Riss, straight sets. Kalinskaya, straight sets. Rakimova, straight sets. Yet to drop a set. Can she beat Coco Gauff? I think you'd be a fool to suggest she can't. Despite Coco beating Zhang in the last one in straight, Keys in straight, and Rusa and Jean in straight. So she's also yet to drop a set. This is just, for me, whoever wins is favourite to win the US Open.
Quite, yeah. Well,
it's like I feel like this is like my curious and take on the last one. I think whoever wins out of Coco Gauff and Garcia, for me, is favourite to win the US Open.
If Pegula beats Iga in straight sets, then she probably will be. I think that's I think beating the world. It's the same as your Medvedev analogy. I think if you beat the world number one, you suddenly go up the pecking order. I think Pegula, if she destroys Iga in straights, then I think that she'll go.
Even then, it's not for me, mate, because the reason I say that, if Garcia demolishes Coco Gauff, then she's definitely favourite to win the whole thing. Because with Garcia, she's beaten a lot of these players who are left in the draw recently, quite comfortably as well.
Well, before you make your decision, Garcia's dished out a couple of breadsticks on her way. Coco's only been to a tiebreak once, I believe, which is pretty impressive as well. Garcia not been to a tiebreak at all yet. And they've only played twice in their career. Coco leads 2-love on the head-to-head. And both on hard court. One at Indian Wells, it was 2-1 to Coco Gauff. And then the second one this year at Doha, Coco Gauff 2-love. And it was 6-2, 7-6 to Coco. But this isn't the same Garcia, I think. This is a different Garcia since then.
Well, let me tell you about this year's Garcia. She is the ace leader currently. She's won 33 out of 35 service games this fortnight and won her last 5 top 20 clashes. She could not ask for hotter form, and she plays her second ever Grand Slam singles quarterfinal 5 years after she was defeated at this stage in Paris by Pliskova. So, Listen, she was great 5 years ago. Seems to be, I think she's eclipsing her great form of last time, to be honest. This is the best we've ever seen her. The head-to-head Coco Gauff leads 2-love, but who knows? This is a real toss-up. I think the favourite for the match is, in fact, Caroline Garcia, 1.72 to 2.1 Coco Gauff.
I think that's fair.
And I think Garcia beats her in 3.
I was going to go exactly the same because I feel that it's disrespectful not to even give Gauff a set. I think the way she played in her last match against Zhang, she was really good. Like Zhang was really good as well. I think that was one match that even though it straight sets, it didn't tell the whole story. It was a real tough match. And I thought Coco played very, very well to get through that in straight. So Garcia, though, she's sort of been pulling people apart on the court. And like you said, the serving is such an important facet. I think the age plays a factor as well. The experience. She's been in the top 5 before, has Caroline Garcia. So, and she's getting back to that form again. If she was to win this, Garcia, I think what ranking would she be able to move up to? I think she's up to 12th in the live rankings now. If she was to win this, she'd move up to into the top 10. So incredible. Coco's into the top 8 now in the world. If she was to win this next match, she would move number 7 above Sabalenka.
The current bookies, I don't have the screenshot, but I can read it out for you. Iga is the favourite at 3s. Caroline Garcia, second favourite, 5.5. Coco Gauff at 6s. Ons at 7.5. Saba at 8. Pegula at 11s. Pliskova at 11s. And Tomljanovic at 17s. So the top 4 there being Iga, Garcia, Gauff, and Jabeur.
Tomljanovic definitely worth a bet. Definitely.
You think?
Yeah, for sure. 17s at this stage in the competition. There's only 8 of them left. That seems a crazy number for me. And considering how well she's played, she just beaten the person with the longest winning streak coming into the tournament.
Could she knock out Ons Jabeur and then Garcia and knock out and kill another winning streak in Garcia's?
I think Tomljanovic can beat anybody on her day. That's the thing. She's that good on her day, Tomljanovic.
Yeah, it's fascinating. This women's draw is opening up nicely, and I don't know. There's a lot of uncertainties for sure. In terms of first slam successes, we know the only person who's won a slam there, correct me if I'm wrong, Ben, is Iga.
Yeah. You're correct.
Jabeur got close at Wimbledon. She got to the final, wasn't able to win it. Gauff got to the final against Iga this year. So we've got 2 finalists there. We've got Pliskova, who got to the final at Wimbledon. So there's a few finalists. Iga's the only one who's won a slam.
Yeah. I'm not going to throw it out there. I want the winner. No disrespect to Iga, but I want the winner to come from that one matchup. I either want Garcia to win the whole thing, or I want Coco Gauff to win the US Open this year. That's who I'll be cheering on through the rest of the tournament. Because if the fact it's Serena's last ever tournament, I would love to see Coco Gauff win the US Open this year. And if she knocks out Garcia, who everybody knows I've got a bet on to win the whole tournament, so be it. Then go on and win the whole thing.
Yeah. Right, let's just give a quick recap of our predictions before we wrap it up. In the first one, I'm going to be going for Pegula in straight sets.
Iga in 3.
Below that one, I'm going to have Pliskova winning in 3 against Sabalenka.
Saber in 3.
So we're really different on that side. On the other side, I think we've got some more similarities. In fact, they're identical.
Yeah.
We've both got Garcia in 3, and we've both got Tomljanovic in 3.
Yes, indeed. Sad that neither of us has gone for Jabeur, to be honest.
I know. Or Coco. 2 of my favourites, but
has the 2-0 head-to-head against Tomljanovic, but both on clay. So
no, I think I'm happy with my picks for sure. But that is...
I know, I got a line in my face. Hey, it's gone. Good.
That's our predictions. Let us know in the comment section what your predictions are for these quarterfinals at the women's. These are as open as the men's, really. The men's is very open now with no big 3. These are very open with no real dominant figure who you'd expect to go and crush it. It's not like an Iga at Roland Garros where it was just sort of inevitable. It wasn't like an Ashley Barty at the Australian Open the other year where it's inevitable, or Wimbledon. This one, you don't have a clue. I'm not sure which name's going to win it. You can make a case for any of them. But make sure to join us for the coverage. We'll be covering all of these. The first one up on the channel will be Jabeur Tomljanovic. And that will be followed by the midnight session, the Garcia Gauff match. But thanks for watching. If you haven't already, give us a like on the video. Subscribe if you're new. And we'll see you very soon.
See you soon, guys.